Teammate Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards, 3 Fords. Trouble already. The wall. Slams to the outside. It's 5-time champion Jimmy Johnson. He collects Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Reagan.
Trevor Bayne, the 21 car, a winner from last year. You see him involved?
Kurt Busch is involved.
I'm a little worried about Jimmy. He took a hard lick right in the door. And there's the HenryCar.com Chevrolet of Kurt Busch. He's got damage.
1 lap and 600 feet, and it's calamity.
Oh my gosh. Jimmy took a really hard lick, that second lick.
David Reagan's Ford, his first outing for Front Row Motorsports. Busch will make it back around to the pits.
Both of our winners from the Daytona races last year involved. Trevor Bayne won the 500. David Reagan won the July race.
When you see the replay of this and you see what Danica did, you won't believe it.
All right, let's keep an eye on Jimmy Johnson. He's right tucked up underneath the 78 of Regan Smith.
Ooh, just got a little tap in the back end.
I believe that might have been Elliott Sadler in 33.
Elliott Sadler gave him just a little tap. Right here's what I was talking about. Watch Danica. Right there, she gets some damage, but then watch her go down. Jimmy's car's total, but watch her right here, right between those 2 cars.
And Kenseth, they've been fast all week, and this is Roush Fenway's 25th year.
Back straight away. 1 car around sideways. It's Ryan Newman. Tony Stewart's teammate has brought out the 2nd caution flag of the night on lap 12.
And I haven't even seen the replay, but I bet somebody bumped him in the left rear.
Newman's a past winner of the 500.
Here he is. No, nobody bumped him. He looks like he just lost it. Maybe had a tire issue. I think he's got a tire down, Larry. He's got a tire down.
Before
there he goes.
And around goes the bunny off the bumper of Marcus Ambrose, and caution is out.
He's going to save it.
Barely got him right in that left rear corner that we've been talking about.
Casey Mears led him off pit road. We're under caution for David Stremme. It's the 7th caution flag tonight. All that happened on lap 2. And now under caution, Juan Pablo Montoya has crashed and gone aflame.
Holy cow, what happened?
We just got a report that he was complaining about a bad vibration in every gear.
No, Larry, he just slammed
into the jet dryer.
I think he slammed into the jet dryer.
They're trying to clear debris off the racetrack, and the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track and into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine on a trailer used to dry the racetrack.
Mike, I saw sparks coming out from the car as if it had a tire down or something. What an incredible turn of events. I've never in my life. He got in front of his team. Oh, there's a car off in the grass. More cars off in the grass.
3 cars sliding. Marcus Ambrose is 1.
It's Casey Mears, the 13 that they just had lapped.
Caution.
Those lap cars are so hard to get around when you're coming up on them 20 miles an hour faster than the lap car's going.
And there's Mears, and Ambrose gets away after that big spin. Fortunate, Darrell, that more cars weren't involved.
It looked like it was going to be a wad of them, but they all got them straightened out.
So let's have a look. Here's Casey Mears, and watch the blue car, the 43 of Eric Almirola, as this gets started.
Just gets real tight heading off in the corner down here. Again, Casey is getting lapped.
Stenhouse got into Almirola across the front of Mears and then Ambrose. 13 laps to go.
Oh, trouble, big trouble, big trouble.
Mid-pack. Sliding and spinning into the infield, McMurray. And sliding up the racetrack, 1 car going it coasts to the bottom. That's Eric Almirola. Regan Smith was in it, and Casey Kane. The left side of his car torn up, and we're back under caution for
Regan
the ninth
Smith.
time at lap 188.
Almirola, the one car there, McMurray's the one I saw. Man, he was spinning around like a top.
Carl Edwards has damage to the right front. Our pole sitter.
It's about mid-pack. You see McMurray right back here. He's the first guy I saw go around in the. Got a little wobble. Got a little wobble.
I believe he blew a left rear tire. That thing started wiggling around, and as he came into the tri-oval, it spun out, and when it came to a stop, you can see the left rear tire is completely torn apart. So I think he had a cut tire, and the thing just got away from him.
Yeah, he was wobbling through the tri-oval there, and finally went around with him. Another teammate, Ryan Newman. Oh, Tony's going around. Another wreck to the tri-oval.
Kyle Busch, hard slide through the grass, no contact. At least half a dozen cars involved in this one. Dave Blaney drives away. That's Kyle Busch. Caution flag number 10 with 4 laps to go. Landon Castle, or excuse me, David Rudiman.
You know, Tony got around, but I don't know if he got a lot of damage or not. I see a lot of body damage and tires that got the side rubbed off them, but the car didn't look that bad once he got it straightened out.
Let's check with Matt.
EW, he just told Steve Addington, I pretty much said that we're going to need tires, but I got it.
Steve Addington, Stewart's new crew chief for 2012.
Let's see what happened. There's Tony is right back here, and I see him all of a sudden. He gets a little push from behind, maybe from Joey Logano.
He and Stenhouse go around. Newman and Busch.
And Newman and Busch was actually in front of Tony a little bit when that started happening.
Have to take a couple more looks at that.
Kyle Busch wins the race off pit road under caution. Casey Mears and the Geico number 13 running 27th. Last car on the lead lap is okay. After a big hit with the turn 1 wall. Look at him just in front of the onboard camera on Casey Kane's number 5.
We actually are racing Landon Castle in the 83, though. He's on our lap. That's out there. Stay low, come on. You're all clear.
Mike, that had the appearance of too much rear brake. Got down in the corner, got on the brakes, locked up the rear maybe a little bit.
And Darrell, that's what a driver will go to. He has those 2 systems, front and rear. If maybe the car's not turning under braking, he can put a little bit of rear.
We're under caution for the 4th time today. Coming out of turn number 4, A.J. Allmendinger's number 22 Dodge gets a little loose. Paul Menard slams into him, and Jamie McMurray is also involved. Have a look.
Mike, I was watching that 22 car. He was struggling. He was really falling back, or at least he was having a hard time keeping up. And he probably got up out of the gas a little bit. Menard in the 27 nerfed him.
He battles side by side with Edwards into turn 3 for 6th place.
There he goes.
And around he goes.
He and Carl got together.
Caution.
Yellow is out. Yellow is out.
Just slipped up the hill a little bit. Carl
I got
got
it,
in under him.
10-4.
What does that caution flag do for our strategy?
Well, every caution lap you run helps because it's roughly a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 caution laps to 1 green flag lap. So all these drivers that are marginal, they love every caution lap they can get right here.
This is a great learning experience for fuel injection and the EFI and that brain in the car. These guys are going to learn so much about how to increase their gas mileage, how to milk it right here today.
Ryan Newman was 6th on the outside of Carl Edwards when they made contact at turn 4.
Jimmy Johnson in that 48.
For where Timmy Hill gets up and in the wall. Yeah, way up around the rim of the racetrack and rides it pretty well. The young 19-year-old starting his first. A hard hit for Kurt Busch puts us under the 7th caution of the day. Said he cut down a left rear tire, ran over a piece of debris. Here's a look from Kyle Busch's car.
Still clear. Spinning behind you.
You can just
Still
see
green.
it looked like the right rear went down, and the car just
Yellow's out.
immediately turned.
Just caught the end of the one barrier and into the other. Now, that was similar to an area that Jeff Gordon hit a couple of years ago that was not protected by a safer barrier. So that wrecked a lot less.
I don't think we'll make it to the end without another caution. No.
Trouble, Kyle Busch, turn 4, around he goes. No caution.
Looks like NASCAR's going to see if he's going to get going. He's got the car moving. He's going to go down pit road. We stay green.
Caution is out. Big pile up in turn number 1. Casey Kane in the 5, racing Regan Smith hard in the 78. And Kane is out of his car, and it's junk. There's Regan Smith in the 78, Brad Keselowski in the deuce, and down on the inside is Casey Kane.
Casey in the 5 and Regan in the 78, they made slight contact, but when they bounced off the wall, this is how fast. These guys are being told, slow down, but you can't. There's nothing you can do when there's a wreck in front of you.
Marcus Ambrose, Kyle Busch, and the 29 of Kevin Harvick. Hard to tell from that angle whether Kane might have thought he had cleared Smith and moved up in front of him.
I think he was hoping that he had cleared him.
Shows you right there how
Darryl,
quick everything happens.
Some information there.
And we have
In the
a
fence.
car in the wall.
Kenny
Bringing
Schrader.
out the second caution of this race. Let's head back upstairs to Mike Joy.
See what happened to David Stremme here. Red car coming into view.
I think you'll see him just shoot up the hill here, right there, off turn 4. I saw it out the corner of my eye. He blew it right front. Looked like or something happened on the right front.
Cautions breed cautions. When we left you, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon were battling side by side for 5th. Watch the contact between them and watch the left rear tire on Gordon's car, top of your screen.
It's all good, all good. They make contact right there, and when you go by, you see the left rear is down.
And that's right about where the tailpipes exit on the right side of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car.
Yeah, you can see where the tailpipes got in there. The jack
3
stop.
laps to go in Bristol. Car in the wall. Tony Stewart, turn 3, bounces off it, keeps going. 5th caution of the day is out. Tony Stewart slammed the wall after contact from Brendan Gaughan. Some of the leaders pit. Here's a look at what happened from Jimmy Johnson's view. Wow.
Yeah, it just looked like smoke was going down the outside, and Brendan Gaughan in the 33 just drove up into him. See right here, I mean, Brendan's down on the bottom somewhat. Tony goes by on the outside. Tony been running real high into that turn. Let's see if we can see what happened here to the 51 car. We're a long way back, but there you see the 51 car, Kurt Busch, goes up the hill. I don't know if he contacted the wall or not, made contact with the wall or not. I don't think he did, just cut the tire blew out.
Here's why we're under caution. Coming down the back straightaway, headed for turn 3, Kyle had a big problem. Now the tires appeared to be up. It did not look like he cut a tire, did he?
I heard him say he felt like it broke a rear track bar. That's what holds the rear end in the center of the car. If that thing broke, it'll let that rear end start flopping around. I think that's what shoots him up the hill like that.
First time by. Loses the car just a bit and it washes up toward the wall, but he gets up in that marbles, gets that loose stuff on his tires, and the next time around it goes.
And that's just how it feels. When you get all that rubber buildup on your tires, the hot tires, it picks it right up and you just like 4 flats.
From Casey Mears' car, the Geico cam showed us that. Here's a different look at it from Boyer's car.
Oh, trouble down the back. The 42 car just had a big moment down the back.
Something broke on the steering
You
when I
heard,
hit the.
kind of took Montoya's breath there. And there's contact with he and Kenny Schrader, it appears.
Somebody said something broke in his steering. Let's see.
The 32 is Schrader on the outside of Montoya.
Oh, yeah. That right there makes the steering brake. But what happens is sometimes you get hit like that and you'll snatch the wheel real hard, and for an instant, your power steering box will lock up.
Go get him. Caution.
Whoa. A lot of smoke from Casey Kane, and he loops it coming onto pit road.
Yeah, he had smoke coming out the tailpipe when they took to the garage.
Good job, good job.
I think something happened to the engine for sure right there. You'll see all that smoke come out the right side. It's going right on the right rear tire. Rick has put that HendrickCars.com on the car. I can't get a good run with that on the car. You can get some good cars there though.
2.
Whoa.
Travis Kvapil will bring out the caution flag at lap 361.
361.
Car just went around on him.
140 to go there, crew chief.
I want to make sure I get her packed full of fuel.
Yes.
And no April Fools here. Carl Edwards gets the free pass on this caution.
He's going to have so much trouble restarting with that transmission problem.
See what happened here, Darrell?
I think he just went down there and spun out. I'm not sure if maybe on the other end he got some stuff on his tires like we saw the 36 car do earlier, but yeah, he just spun the thing around.
Green flag.
Look at Ryan Newman. He gave Boyer a shot getting there.
Stay wide.
There goes Newman. Newman's going to take the lead.
Good grief. That's exactly what I knew would happen.
That was not pretty. A dive bomb move into turn number 1, and 3 cars go spinning, including 2 of our leaders.
So now what do you do?
Let's look at this. Probably the best view is from above. Let's watch them come to get the green. Gordon inside, Johnson outside.
These 2 cars on the front, they got old tires. They can't get going. These 2 cars behind them have got fresh tires. They can take off, man. And this is what happens. Boyer blocked Newman, shot him down in there 3 wide. There you go.
And as they all get dusted up, Newman gets the lead, and Allmendinger comes out second with Truex third.
If they would have only done what I suggested, that would have never happened.
Jimmy Johnson comes down, racing Gordon into the corner, but Boyer already has the low groove, and there just wasn't room for 3 cars in that small a space.
Turn that starter over and just wait until the we got a spin coming to pit road.
Clint Boyer has spun in turn 4. Not sure if he locked it up trying to get to pit road, Darrell.
He was trying to get on pit road and he locked it up, and of course he's got an engine problem. The engine may have finally let go in that car, but no, he's still running. I think he was just trying to get on pit road.
Boyer was 5th prior to pit stops. Right here he's running 9th.
Just trying to get down on pit road, looked to me like, and it just spun out with him.
First caution of the day comes out at lap 52 for Clint Boyer's spin. Boy, it's been a tough day for one of the hometown favorites. Now here's why we're under caution. Juan Pablo Montoya was running in 16th position. As you ride with Brad Keselowski.
See him up there. He gets in the corner a little high. You see the car wiggle. I think he hit one of those strips. Got the car just a little loose, wiggled a little bit, and smacked the fence. Trouble. Strider 51 car around on the front.
Yellow, we got a spin.
Kurt Busch has spun coming off turn 4 and clouds up the front straightaway, and that'll be our second caution of the night. It comes out at lap 116.
I think the way the car is wobbling looks like something's wrong with the car. He was wobbling around a bit. Maybe he's just trying to figure out the tires.
Remember, he had that damage from after that restart with Jeff Gordon earlier.
He's coming all by himself, and you see this happen here occasionally. Just a 360, catch a gear, and keep on going.
But Darrell, that's been the trouble spot for a lot of drivers all weekend long.
No.
Except for Carl Edwards.
Now there's Burton already up and into the wall. Down in turns 3 and 4.
Stewart's passing the pace car.
There he goes.
4 miles an hour.
Big crash, turn 3.
Reckon behind you.
Tommy Baldwin gets piled up
Yellow.
with the 42 of
I think the
Montoya.
24's in there too.
Landon Castle, Martin Truex, Carl Edwards are all involved as one car slowed in the top lane. Terry Labonte and everybody else piled in. Caution. Matt Kenseth onto pit road. Now pit road is closed. They will take a look and see if he was on pit road prior to the caution.
Yeah, as long as he got by there before that caution came out, he'll be just fine. Talking about Matt Kenseth, a lot of damage to Dave Blaney's 36 and a host of others.
Several cars were running out of gas. Somebody up into turn number 3 stacked them up. Now watch the 2 white cars on the inside line as they come to turn 3. Whoa.
Looked like Blaney might have hooked
Was that Castle?
Castle,
Was.
I think it was, and that started that. And then Jeff Gordon gets pounded by Martin Truex Jr. He hit that wall hard, Jeff Gordon did. He's trying to push. He's trying to push Matt up the hill.
Oh, mirrors around. Caution waves. And he catches Trevor Bayne on the way down the banking. That is a tough break. 2 talented young drivers who both had a chance at a great finish today. Caution at lap 176.
Not sure the 21 got a lot of damage, maybe a little bit to the rear of the car.
Joey Logano,
he already had, he had damage from an earlier accident.
Is that Casey Mears on the outside?
See what happens here. Ooh, he wobbled a little bit right there as if he had a problem maybe, and Marcus Ambrose in the 9 got into him.
He got into him in that left rear, and we know that'll turn these drivers around.
Trevor Bayne in the 21 is trying to figure out where is he going, and I think he just kissed him when he went by.
It came to pit road that last caution.
Oh, around goes Kurt Busch. Big slide.
Roll out of it, all good. Roll out
Misses the wall and then collects it further down.
Yeah.
Oh, what a heartbreaker for Kurt Busch.
So good, so long.
But still on the lead lap.
Yeah, but and he made very slight contact, but that's all it takes on that. The right side's pretty torn up, I think.
Rear spoiler looks bent back, Darrell.
He came all the way from the trial, all the way down, and hit down here at the last little bit.
Well, he's coming to pit road the wrong way, which is going to put him a lap down. The spoiler looked fine. The right rear sheet metal on the right rear quarter panel might have got a little damage.
I think this is a move Ricky Bobby would make right here. Going the wrong way down pit road.
May not be a move that makes NASCAR happy, though.
No, Ricky's going to have a little problem on his hands.
Let's see what happened here as Kurt Busch swings it around. There he is in second place, right in front of Keselowski.
Just everybody, Keselowski just caught him on the wrong side of the bumper.
While he was turning in the middle of a trioval.
Yeah, he was making a move, and it just, the trioval is the hardest part of this racetrack. I say it over and over again, but I know it looks simple, but it's the hardest part.
Denny Hamlin.
Oh, now another problem.
Hamlin got into Allmendinger, who gets away, but behind him, it's calamity.
Outside, stand.
Good grief.
That's what I say. Good grief.
Keselowski and Busch get through behind Kenseth. Menard is wrapped up in it.
Yeah, that was just cars trying to get in position to get down into the corner. I think what threw everybody a curve, Larry, was that 17 restarting on the outside.
Yeah, and then Denny Hamlin, the minute they crossed in the 11, they crossed the restart start-finish line, he immediately tried to change lanes, and it just didn't work.
I want you to watch the yellow car of A.J. Allmendinger. He's the number 22.
I think you're going to see. He's right here. Hamlin is going to. Hamlin right here decides. Oh, AJ moved over and tried to block Hamlin. Hamlin got into into Allmendinger, and that started the whole mess.
Yeah, AJ tried to change lanes, and Hamlin was already there. Paul Menard in it, Kevin Harvick, Michael Waltrip.
I think it's a good shot right here, Mike. You see the 11s try to make a hole down the middle right there. Allmendinger said, y'all have no part of that, and that really is what caused the problem. Look at Dale Jr. work through there, the 21 car. Harvick's torn up. It looks a lot better the last several weeks.
Yeah, 3 straight top 5s, and around goes Bobby Labonte.
Get off, get off, get off.
Still under green. Labonte stops. Caution is out. Yellow flag. Regan Smith.
Caution's out, caution's out. I want to spun off turn 4. Track will be clear when you...
Last year's winner spins in turn number 4. Regan Smith from near Syracuse, New York. And the caution is out at lap 306.
Lady in black wants some Mother's Day presents.
AJ Allmendinger got into a little dust up there.
I'll take a bumper, I'll take a fender.
Regan Smith was 20th, and this will put Jeff Burton back on the lead lap with the free pass. Watch for the black car, 78. From the right of your screen.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
I think he was trying to get on pit road, guys. That's way down on the bottom of the racetrack there, like he was headed for pit road.
Just going.
Jimmy Johnson in at 48. Reeling back in.
Trouble, turn 4, 2 cars in the wall. It's McMurray and Allmendinger.
No caution yet. Caution's out.
Boy, McMurray's car, serious damage. So does Allmendinger as well.
Lap 316. Darrell, you were right. Caution, screen caution.
Yeah, you can't race. Look, they haven't been racing this hard all night long. When you start racing this hard, here's what happens. Down underneath the guy, that back end steps out. I bet you comes around. See the 1 car get loose, gets into the 22 of McMurray.
And this time 8 wheels don't corner better than 4.
Yep, and into the wall they go.
Boy, Ambrose in that 9 just barely gets by.
Reed Sorensen driving for Frank Stoddard, a spun coming off turn number 2. He was 30th, 4 laps down, and brings out the 7th caution of the night at lap 331. White car right side of your screen. He might have had some help there.
Maybe.
Jeff Gordon,
24.
Or Sorensen got real loose right in front of Jeff Gordon. Not sure from that replay which. Travis Kvapil gets by on the high side.
Look at that thing just slide forever.
Push in the wall again.
Yeah, he's got the right side out. He's worn the right side out.
All the way around that corner, and there he goes, and in the fence.
Oh, no.
He's wrecking. We stay green.
He's got a right rear tire down.
And he's around. Kurt Busch.
No, and there goes Newman off the bumper of someone.
And Ryan
He's
Newman
in the wall.
Bring out the caution flag with just 7 laps to go.
Kind of thought that we may see another caution.
Time today, it was Travis Kvapil up and into the wall in turn number 4. Watch the maroon car high on the racetrack in 3 and 4. Pretty hard hit for Kvapil, who was 33rd, 1 lap down.
Whoa, whoa, baby. That,
Big pile up back straightaway.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like 10 cars in it.
There's Tony Stewart.
One Montoya, the 42.
There's so much carnage, I can't tell who all is in it.
Both the BK cars. There's Landon Castle.
There's
You
Scott
just saw
Speed
Travis
and,
Kvapil, Scott Speed, the 79.
Smokes car.
Tony Stewart, who did not have a great qualifying run, restarted toward the back. Montoya's in it, and Gilliland in the 38. Now watch Tony Stewart side by side with Landon Castle behind McMurray.
Whoa, they make contact right there, and that's a no-no. Jeff Hammond just standing over there in that very spot saying, you know, you got to really watch turn 2. It's treacherous. By golly, he was right.
Reagan gets by, Regan Smith spinning, Montoya down into the wall with Gilliland, and now watch this next group coming in. Here's where it starts. Remember, Jeff said these banks are self-cleaning. Everything slides to the bottom. but somebody turned Michael McDowell, and there's another pile of cars in it.
We talked about it before the race. Things just happen so fast here at this 1 mile racetrack.
You're coming out of that corner, Mike, at 150 miles an hour. And right, even when the spotter's hollering at you, way back there where you see that 78 car get sideways, you just can't slow down. Actually, it was Scott Speed. In the worst possible place, right in the middle of the corner, back in the gas, running hard up off the turn, and then all of a sudden, ballooning.
Carl came in here 10th in the point, so he's going to take a big hit with that crash.
He's a guy that just said that ratio he's sitting on. He had a lot of people nipping at his heels, and this team.
This off turn 3.
We see Landon Castle already sideways at that point. He comes across, gets into the 56. You see the 22 go down into 2 or 3 cars were collected in that, or got a piece of that. Landon Castle appears to have the worst. And I think when we see the 56 of Martin Truex, he got slammed in the left side door.
This is a
or
great
right side door.
This is great. I was watching this while it was happening over here on our other monitor. Actually, I was watching out the front of the 39, but it wreck looked like it happened forever.
Yeah,
and it was sideways forever.
And we don't have a really good angle whether he got in, whether Landon got in and got outside that groove we've talked about just being.
And everybody else isn't going to. But absolutely, you're going to see some different strategies here. Yeah.
And before we get the competition caution,
29.
we get one for J.J. Yaley, who hammered the wall. Some big-time damage there. Let's look back and see what happened. Again, coming off of turn 3.
Well, that's not J.J.
It's Reed Sorensen who got the wall.
Sorensen got into it first, and I think here you see Sorensen slide up, and it looks like J.J. just all 3 of these guys slide up. I wonder if he blew an engine or something. That was kind of strange.
Yeah, it's
all
Tony
3
Raines.
of them slid up into the wall.
Tony Raines in the yellow 36. Reed Sorensen.
Which, if Denny's not a lap down, puts him in a great place.
I think he is a lap down.
Okay.
Looks like Allmendinger got a piece of the wall.
Scoring monitor showing that Hamlin is the second car 1 lap down, and here's A.J. Allmendinger. Been a tough day for him, involved in an accident on the opening lap of the race, and this one looks to be a little more difficult to deal with.
Yeah, he's already in the wall at that time. It's hard to tell whether he cut a tire or be able to save fuel here. What'll be able to happen?
Reason for our caution: Casey Kane getting into the wall, coming off of turn 3. You guys had talked about the problems he was facing with his car.
Yeah, he just lost the right front.
Yeah, obviously when he body slammed. When he body slammed the 11 car, it had to have done some damage at some point in time. You see, he's already
up early.
Yeah, just like we saw the 22 cars. Something goes down on the right front, something happens, and he shoots straight across. And that's probably just about as hard a hit as the 22 of AJ.
Right along here. This is right here where it usually blows.
Yeah, it just goes straight.
See him pull his right hand off the wheel.
We got the fence, guys. We got the fence off the here. Hold your line, hold your line, hold your line.
Like you said earlier.
Trouble behind him. That's Kurt Busch spinning down the back straightaway. First caution of the day.
There you go. Something is wrong. Car is beyond loose. It's like a right front flat.
Had a caution lap 1 last week at Pocono, lap 2 this afternoon at Michigan for the man who won the championship in 2004.
And Kurt had his issues up here in practice. I think he spun 2 or 3 times in between this and the nationwide cars. Yep. So he's had some issues. But you know, when Kurt talks about the right front being flat, that it's so loose, that's what everybody has said, how slick this racetrack. You could see the smoke develop right there. He was already into a spin, but you see the marks. So this thing got away from him. He was pretty good ways from the wall. Whether he was outside the groove or not, you couldn't tell from that. Yeah, he's way up.
Where did he
right
get the damage in the front? He must have got it to somebody there.
Right there, I think. Yep.
Yeah, he had to. But you see how high he was. He was pretty high right there.
The man you see right here, Juan Pablo Montoya, has inherited the race lead, and we have a caution, 6th of the day, and once again it's Kurt Busch down the back straightaway.
I think Kurt would like to go home right now.
Yeah, and you know, he's already got damage, so he's got his hands full anyhow. We've seen him in a couple of different shots with faster cars and him pulling down, getting out of the way. But that thing was pretty much juking and jiving on him a few times.
It was, yeah, he was having a hard time when it was good.
When it was good.
Yes.
The field a little discombobulated with a cycle of green flag pit stops. We'll get everything reset when we return. As of now, it's Montoya on point at Michigan. Aggressive in the outside lane. Oh, there's Joey Logano around. Hard into the wall in the back straightaway. Casey Kane, David Gilliland among those that got damage.
Wow. Hard to tell where that started at. You just saw the 20 car come back across the racetrack the wrong way.
Yeah, you don't know if he got tagged or not, but wow. Look at the damage on that.
Logano trying to drive it, and he's going right into the wall with that damage he's got. Casey Kane able to drive away, but for the second consecutive week, he's going to experience disappointment. Top middle of your screen, Joey Logano in the orange car.
Comes up off the corner.
He just turned down to avoid the 38 car, and when he did, it just got loose on him.
It got loose, and then he overcorrected right around 38. I mean,
yeah, that was
like he was going
to the 38 car.
Like he was going to slap the 38 with his right rear, and then drove right around the front of the 38.
Gilliland got way up in the racetrack, and he's just Logano just went down to avoid him. And cold tires, you know, new tires.
It's like Joey spins himself trying to keep from hitting somebody.
Yeah.
These cars are really slipping and sliding.
Oh, here we go.
See Montoya up
and there goes Denny Hamlin down on the apron into the grass. Big damage for the 11. Caution is out for the 8th time today.
And I was just getting ready to say, these cars are really slipping and sliding on new tires. They go down in the corner and go straight up the racetrack. It just looks like a slide job.
Yes. On top of it.
It's incredible.
He was running in the 14th position when he got sideways off the corner. Hamlin has won the last 2 races here in June, and that thing's on fire.
Yeah, he's going to probably want to get out of that pretty quick.
I'd say real quick. There's a great onboard shot.
Find the fireman.
In Sonoma, California, Tommy Dreese spun, hit the wall. He's climbed from the car, made the ride in the ambulance to the care center, and here's a replay of what happened.
Yeah, and it's hard to see. That's the shot we have. It's hard to see whether he got help at that point or not. We talked about it earlier. When a slow car gets in front of you in that area, we saw the 51 get into the back of the 22 and turn 7 right back there. Yes, there is.
That's up at turn 7. Jamie McMurray around. That's going to cost him a ton of track position.
And this is what we've talked about from the very beginning, from going green, was these guys are getting aggressive with each other. And when you lose this many track positions, you know, with 20, 30 laps to go, you see Jamie down on the inside.
Jamie
got
did that to himself. In trouble there,
Yeah, he did that to himself. He just drove in. Great job by Biffle hanging on to that.
McMurray was in the 18th position. Now he's the final car on the lead lap, 10 seconds off the race lead.
Lose anything else.
Real difficult what Vickers did to stay on the outside on that left-hander.
Another spin here.
Yeah, got one around. That's Denny Hamlin. He was running inside the top 10. That's not going to help his day. And now Harvick has nowhere to go.
And that kills Harvick. Harvick had just passed all these cars that you see going by Harvick. Harvick had worked his way back around those guys. And Vickers to the right rear corner of that. It looks like Vickers has had a little bit of help. Got a little bit of help getting down in there.
You see Hamlin got hammered by Logano.
Oh, Logano just
his teammate.
Yeah, his teammate just kind of gets down in there, and I don't think he expects. I don't think he expects Denny to come back across right there because he had already stuck his nose in there. Wait until he can clear and turn around. That's
and we get a caution, and that changes everything.
Changes everything.
Caution's out, 27.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see 3 abreast.
Yeah.
You have to see Montoya's way out of the way over there. And Kyle Busch just got loose under braking and tagged the 27 car. So
yeah, I think they were trying. I mean, I think Kyle, like you said, Kyle just mashed the brakes, the rear to come around on him, and he got in the back of the 27. Juan was trying to stay out of the way. He was not even involved here in the middle of the pack that we've missed a little bit, because you can see there's a big separation. There's Junior's car.
Yeah,
there's a big separation. So some of these guys at the top of the hill got together.
Let's look at the replay on the restart. Back behind the leaders.
This goes up over the hill and to the right, down to that, and you see these guys. They just get together right at the top of the hill, and these guys, that's the blind part of the racetrack. Right as you come over right here, you see they're already backwards. There's Junior already backwards coming across the racetrack. Oh, he gets hit hard by Eric.
Yeah. Keselowski, Harvick both spent time
sequence to get the 18 going again, but he's going to lose quite a bit of track position here.
And we have caution. Ryan Newman has popped the wall. That's his Tornadoes machine, and right behind him, damage for Regan Smith.
It blew up. It blew up.
Yeah, I saw a couple of those guys really high in 1 and 2, which probably was a bunch of oil down there, because when I looked up and saw Newman in the wall, there were about 2 guys scraping the wall up there as well.
All we could hear was Jimmy. We couldn't hear about the motor.
That was Tony Gibson, the crew chief, talking to driver Ryan Newman. Our 4th caution of the night. Let's go back and see if we can figure out what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you get that kind of, see the fluid down there on the racetrack.
Yeah, and I think the 78 car just saw him come up the racetrack, locked the thing up, and went up the racetrack into the wall, or got into oil early.
All of a sudden, the guys that were running with other guys are now forced to run with somebody else, and
First caution of the night, Sam Hornish Jr.
Looks like a tire's come apart in that thing. The way it's ripped the whole side of the car off. It's like he's had a flat tire. It doesn't appear that he's been hit. Yeah.
Sam Hornish Jr. in this race tonight. For A.J. Allmendinger. It was announced around 6 o'clock this evening by NASCAR that he had been suspended for violating the sport's substance abuse policy. Hornish had to fly in from Charlotte late this afternoon. Here's the replay.
See at the back of the screen here, at the back of the pack, you see Hornish, and you see that thing wiggle right there. It's coming apart. He chases it across the racetrack. And there, when he gets to the corner, he spins around, does a good job of keeping it out of the wall, because obviously as it landed on the backstretch, as he came down the backstretch, it came apart, and it's amazing. You see the damage this thing did when a tire does come apart.
He got to slow down.
That's Casey Kane in the 5 car.
Oh, so Gordon got into Newman and turned him into the 5 car.
Watch this.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Gosh.
Very dangerous. And one of the 2 cars' crewmen did go down, but he appeared to get up okay.
And it's a good thing they were on the left side already, or that could have been a ton worse.
Just barely clips Newman. And as you see it, it sends him across. And look at those officials.
Maybe they were on the right side. They got out of the way.
Yeah, they did a great job there. Yeah. And you see the tire changer there on the ground.
Pulled out of the bottom lane, went to the middle, and said, "The heck with this. Let's go make it happen."
See how that car's moving around? There he goes.
We got trouble. Trevor Bain into the wall. Kurt Busch trying to save it.
And you see these guys spinning behind is because they check up and somebody else doesn't check up. But everyone else has been hit.
That's Bobby Labonte in the 47 who went for a ride.
I told you, when you get in the middle.
Run right here, even though we're within the fuel window. I think
we got trouble, Larry.
Coming to the tri-oval. A number of cars involved. Still spinning. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon on the grass, Regan Smith, Michael Waltrip back up through the groove, and there's Bill Elliott as well.
Yeah, and Jeff Gordon and those guys were up in the 4th, 5th, and 6th positions. So this thing, obviously, it may have started back a little bit, but it carried its way all the way to the front.
Jimmy Johnson completed 1 lap in the 500. And better in that category tonight, but similar situation to what we saw then.
Yeah, Jimmy got turned into the outside wall and hit head-on in the 500, and here he's got turned into the inside wall coming out of turn 4 here, and it's a softer, it's the soft wall, it's a softer barrier, so that's a plus, but still, that was a hard hit.
But these guys, obviously, I think, did they hit pit lane before the flag came out?
That may be why the caution was out.
Sure
these guys were probably slowing down, and then we just get a chain reaction. It'll be interesting to see, because we saw the 16 on pit road. There's no way that the 24 wrecked and the 16 got it on pit road in time.
Greg Biffle was on pit road, Marty.
Well, that's exactly the plan. Greg Biffle and Matt Kenseth were coming to pit road at the time that the accident happened. They were both slowing down to come to pit road. Now, here's the interesting thing. Matt Kenseth said that he He felt like pit road was closed. He went past his pit box. Greg Biffle did stop in his pit box. He took on 4 tires and fuel. We'll see if it was indeed closed and if there's a penalty coming for Greg Biffle.
See that, and that's what we're talking about. Now they're separated, and that changes everything.
That changes.
From high above, we look at what happened.
See, the 24 car is 3rd in line right here, but you see him slowing down to come in pit road. Now he slows down.
Yeah, Johnson got tagged.
Is it Martin Truex Jr. maybe?
I couldn't tell, but he got tagged early though. I mean,
look at the 24 right here. The 24 is coming down pit road and gets wrecked. They run into him from the back right there, and you see these guys already on pit road. So it's really going to be interesting to see when the light comes on.
Watch how hard Jimmy Johnson hits this inside wall. I'm telling you what, those soft walls or whatever you want to call them, those things are incredible.
And we've not always had safer barrier on the inside.
I've hit walls on the inside when they weren't there. I'll tell you what, it's a shot.
Watch his tires. Wow,
when it picks up the rear wheels off the ground, that's a hit.
Jimmy Johnson, 3 restrictor plate races this year, and it appears he will get his 3rd DNF here tonight. World Center of Racing, where we are under caution for the 4th time tonight, and the reason why, Brad Keselowski having a problem while running 13th on track.
Take a look. Yeah, he just gets loose right there. And that was, we saw him loose earlier in the race.
Yes.
And it just got worse and worse and worse. But he was really fast on the straightaway. It's like you said, Kyle, that right rear being down. But that's what happened. He just
turns, and when he turns to the left, it just turns out from under him right there. Good job of everybody else kind of avoiding. Look at that thing get up in the air a little bit, where it catches in that right rear quarter panel. Is so messed up. That thing does not have any side force in the rear, as you see that. Good move by Tony.
Wow, who was that?
Denny Hamlin out of shape. Here's the big one. A number of drivers involved as they come down toward turn 1.
Hold your brake. Oh, wow, that was a ton.
This is big.
Man, was that Ambrose? Somebody hit a ton up there.
That was big. Biffle got hit a little bit and got sent back across the racetrack into the 11 car, I think is what we'll see.
Trevor Bayne, one of the drivers involved.
And the 2nd wreck of the night for him.
Window net goes down.
Got caught in 2 of them.
That's a sign to safety workers that he is okay.
Wow.
Get out your pencil, because there's going to be a long list of competitors that had their night come to an end on this one. Joey Logano, Clint Boyer, among those involved. And there's the Boyer car.
We said earlier, when this thing gets down to this stage, it's all take and no give, and that's what happens when you get to that place. Everybody's just trying to did not realize that the 18 car was in it. What a great night that Kyle Busch has had until this point.
And he was the wild card leader coming into this race, was Kyle Busch.
Watch the 16,
Yes.
And Hamlin just gets a big run. Got tapped. Did he get tapped by the 5?
It was close.
It's hard to say from that angle. It almost looks like he gets the 9. Look at the 9 car go back up the racetrack. Oh.
Yeah, David Gilroy, Dave Blaney, Martin Truex Jr. Saw Hamlin was involved. The damage for Kyle Busch, Juan Pablo Montoya.
And that's one thing, too, when these cars don't change direction very good. I think he went to turn to the left. It almost looked like Biffle maybe went down a little bit. But regardless, when you turn these cars as hard like that to avoid something, it's hard to keep them straight.
Yeah, it almost looked like I couldn't tell where the 5 car was. But it's like Denny came down across the hood, and the 11 and the 18 really looked like they got together more so than the 5 car involved. That 9 car took a tough hit. Yeah. And all these guys had no place to go because they're going. Some cars are going up the racetrack wreck, and some cars are
stacking up. They're stacking up.
Through turns 3 and 4
here we go.
for the final time. Big crash behind the race leader, Tony Stewart. That's going to allow Smoke to pull away. What's going to happen behind him? Can Burton get there? No, he can't. Tony Stewart wins it at Daytona.
We'll take that.
Great finish.
From 42nd to the win.
Great move by Jeff Burton right there. I tell you, Jeff, a great race by Jeff Burton. I'm telling you, and him in position. And you know, Matt's just where he's got to be. But he goes up. The 16's right there. He just. It looked like Matt comes down and gets into the 16 and knocks him down.
times have you seen it at Daytona? Someone's coming to the checker flag, and they're everywhere, scattering in the tri-oval behind them.
I tell you, Harvick did a good job, too, because Earnhardt was in the back of Harvick, actually turned Harvick down on the apron and just about had it saved.
Yes. Earnhardt took a hard lick to the outside wall. He got turned to the outside. You see him right in the middle of the race.
So did
back
Harvick.
into the outside again.
Yeah, Harvick.
Caution flag is out for the first time at Indianapolis. Travis Quapple's machine, those sparks are not normal. And they're not good.
Yeah, let's go to the garage with it.
Right front down. Pretty hard lick on the right side.
Question is, which came first, the right front down or the hit on the right side?
Yeah, you probably have to think that maybe he could have gotten into something and either ran over something or cut that right front tire. You would have to think that. Oh, yeah, that right front let go. That could have been from overuse of the brakes or just running over something on the track. These Goodyears are pretty durable, so they're not just going to give up that quickly.
Yeah, the tire wear has been extremely good.
That was Jeff Gordon trying to follow Biffle and get inside of Joey Logano's got that spot. It looks like trouble now.
Clip Boyer. Caution is out. At the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard 400, telecast presented by Golden Corral, is under caution for just the third time in the race. Casey Mears with that damage on the right side of his 13 car.
Yeah, you can see somehow he had a problem getting through the corner. Don't know what it was. Doesn't really look like a blown tire. It looked like he had some kind of problem, though, and got out of the groove up against the wall.
Oh, Joey Logano in trouble. Turn one. And here we go.
In the wall, guys, in the wall.
Matt Kenseth just talked about how he was struggling in some of the heavy racing since the restart. That competition caution coming at lap 20 in the way NASCAR tends to do these things to
Whoa, Kyle Busch sideways there.
and out the wall.
Yep. That groove was not ready to be
Got 3 more,
that high.
2 more, 1 more. Still green, come on down.
He may
Now
have
the
a flat
caution
tire.
Yellow's out, yellow's out.
Yeah, that car jumped up there pretty quick, and it, like I said, that groove still it doesn't have any rubber on it because of the rain. So when he got up there, it went quick to the wall.
Frank, he was moving forward.
Looks like the left rear is down. That's
Extremely
probably
fast.
Car's knocked out of it now, but out there.
We've got a crash. We've got a crash. It's Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch having a solid day until now, Alan.
Hard crash for Kurt, who had just come off the pit lane after a green flag stop.
We blew out a left front tire.
You heard the diagnosis.
Yeah, left front. They just changed 2 tires on that stop.
Yeah, I might want to go back and see if maybe he slid that left front getting on the pit road.
He was running 21st at the time.
Well, that's a hard crash.
Yeah.
Car destroyed.
So you see Kurt's already hung his helmet on the hook inside the car. And the steering wheel up on the dash. And the window net comes down. Watch the right side of your screen here.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from that exactly what happened, but he was definitely out of shape when he got there. Yeah.
See, oh, Jimmy! Trouble! Kenseth in the wall, Biffle in the wall. Kenseth spins into the pack. Denny Hamlin.
Was wondering going down in that corner, how close was Kenseth going to try to get over onto Jimmy Johnson to try to take advantage, get him a little bit free. Johnson got extremely loose. Denny Hamlin with the worst of this and just an innocent bystander.
So the race for the lead into turn one. I believe the word I used just before the restart was crazy turn one.
Yeah, crazy. We knew they were going to be racing like it was the last lap.
Yeah,
and it may have been, because I don't know that we'll get back under green.
And who was leading when the caution came out here? Jeff Gordon's the one that's out front right now, but we'll have to see about this.
And yes, the leader is Jeff Gordon.
Wow, are his fortunes turning here?
Wow, how big would that be? Race isn't over yet. Here's what happened. Heading off into turn one.
Jimmy got a great restart. I thought he was going to be able to get well out in front of Kenseth.
Yeah, but Kenseth got over on his quarter pound for just a second. You see Jimmy try to get away, but Kenseth had a good restart. Jimmy just got loose before he got down in there. He was just trying to drive it off in the corner and make sure that he got ahead. But he just got loose.
That's so reminiscent of what we saw at Indianapolis last Sunday. Remember, off of turn two, the guy on the bottom getting loose under the guy, ducks low and takes the lead.
Jeff Gordon said, "Thank you very much."
It worked to Jimmy Johnson's benefit last Sunday at Indy, to his detriment here at Pocono today.
Looks like it was the ladder, Alan. Got a little help.
34 car of David Reagan.
Pretty good save, though.
Jamie McMurray, trouble. That is at the inner loop where he is. The damage on the left side of the car probably tells me he has some trouble up in the S's somewhere.
That's where I would guess that trouble happened.
Tire back there.
Possibly I'd blown a tire.
You can see the crease in the door where the guardrail, where he got up against the guardrail. Track time.
That's Kurt Busch in the 51, left rear. Looks like it's coming apart on that car.
Left rear tire just blew out.
What? Broke right off the car.
Left rear tire just fell off.
Yeah, that's looks like the wheel's still intact. Looks like all the lug nuts must have fell off.
Well, they had such high hopes.
He had made a pit stop earlier.
Coming to this race after a great third-place run at Sonoma.
What happened to Casey Kane last time?
Looked like maybe a little assist there from Martin Truex Jr.
Who had to go back to 22nd on the restart after pitting too soon. But he ran out of fuel.
56, stop. Get down. Okay, you're clear.
They got a lot of time. They can work on this car for a couple of minutes before the caution car gets back around.
So Tony was second. Marcos Ambrose was third.
Nope. He just lost it. What do you think about that curb, Dale? Do you think he should have still been some moisture down there, made it a little slicker than he anticipated?
Had a lot to do with that.
Possibly a top 10 finish right now, holding on the 14th position.
Oh, Junior.
Coming there, man.
That's at turn 5. Now Ambrose trying to get second from Keselowski while he tries to get the lead from Kyle. Contact in the S's.
It's right. Got it.
Dangerous spot on the track for Kyle to be sideways. Looks like he gets off to the guardrail. No caution yet. Here's the race for the lead.
Keselowski's got damage on the left front.
Is the tire going to make it all the way around? And will the 9 help him?
Oh,
everybody's in the grass.
No, you're clear. Dig.
That might have been the race right there. We'll see. No, Keselowski's slower. Keselowski's got a problem. Trying to stay with Ambrose. 2 final corners. Do they use the bumpers? A nudge, a push. Can Ambrose save it? To the checkered flag. Who gets here first?
Clear.
Ambrose 9, Keselowski 2. Final corner. Marcos Ambrose is going to win at Watkins Glen in a remarkable last lap turn of events. Watch that miles per hour number. Wow. Oh, trouble in the grass. Caution out, David Gilliland in trouble off turn 4.
Looks like he got away with it.
Watch your camps there. You probably got grass everywhere.
David Gilliland running in 28th position off of turn number 4. And spun around into the infield grass. Looks like that front splitter and so on still in good shape.
Yeah, just a little bit loose. Got a car right up on his rear bumper. Eric Almirola there loosened him up just enough. Oh, Sam Hornish just slips by. Wow.
I don't know that that was all aero. That could have been a little bit mechanical too. Looks like he may have made some contact.
A strange and terrible wreck as Mark Martin was caught up in an accident in front of him off turn 4, spun down pit road and caught the butt end of the opening of pit wall. You see Mark climbing from the car there, fortunately, because look where that car hit that wall just behind the driver's compartment.
I don't know if that got the oil tank there. More than likely, that's probably exactly situated right behind the driver's seat there, just in front of the rear tire.
Yeah, you can see oil up inside the glass, the rear window. It's busted the oil tank. Good to see Mark get out of that car. That was crazy.
And see him thank the safety workers there too as he walked away.
Yeah, they were right there on the spot to help that, what could have been a much worse situation too.
So this began. Mark had Casey Kane coming up from behind him, racing for the lead. Juan Pablo Montoya and Bobby Labonte were racing right in front of him in turn 4.
Yeah, and Mark had caught these cars. You can see Bobby Labonte looks like just loses it, gets loose with that car right up behind him there. But Mark had been there for a while, and you can see Mark spinning now. Not much you can do except hold on and lock the brakes as a driver at this point in time.
And right there, oh.
Yeah, I was lucky the crew members weren't injured there as well. I'm telling you, that was just a crazy accident.
Mark's trying to keep it off the wall right here and keep it a little damaged as he possibly can, but just can't get it back out. Wow, you can see all the oil go out from under
instantly it ruptured that oil tank. That could have been a big problem if it had caught fire immediately.
Man.
Safety crews were right on the spot though.
And Martin had caught this 47 and 42 and been behind them for about 10 laps, but couldn't get around them because the 47 and 42 had a little fresher tires, but you can see the fire underneath, but the fire crew was right there on top of things.
Marcus Ambrose, Jeff Burton, all in the mix there. Let me mention, we saw Casey Kane spin in the accident. He did make a couple of pit stops. They do have, whoa, trouble there. Ambrose nips Regan Smith, who goes for a spin.
Hold it. Here, got more coming now, got more coming.
Third caution is out. Has the race for 12th place. Went wrong.
Yeah, this was a team that really had come on the last few weeks, had a nice top 10 run at Watkins Glen last week, and was having some success here.
Maybe just touched the wall.
And they probably wouldn't even been in that position. You see Biffle go by Kevin Harvick there.
Guys, caution's out. We got in the wall in 3. Coming to you.
Joey hit the wall again while we were looking at the replays and then went back to the live racing. So caution out here for debris from the 20 car, 4th yellow of the race.
Yeah, and from that first angle that we saw there, I'm not going to put all of that on Montoya. I mean,
Another twist in the plot. Caution out for the 5th time here at Michigan. Kurt Busch running 21st into the wall.
I'll throw out that strategy we saw playing out. Told you can't count on anything here, Al.
Wow.
Got out of the groove.
That just took off on him.
It almost looked like something broke right there on the car, where he couldn't turn it.
23 to go. How's it going to turn out? And another change in the storyline of the Pure Michigan 400. Trevor Bayne, who had such
guys, we'll see what we do.
Had such a tremendous run going all day long, has hit the wall in the 21 car in turn 1 pretty solidly.
Yeah, you have to wonder if this is a result of maybe, as he came onto pit road a while ago, he might have slid the tires just a little bit and that got that left front, and then it blew out. It's unfortunate. Wood Brothers had a great car for Trevor here today.
See the explosion of the tires.
Ken Schrader turned into the inside wall, and the caution is out. First caution of the night. Just 10 laps into the race. And you see how badly bent the front end of that 32 car is. The front wheels weren't even on the ground when it slid down off the banking.
You fixing it on pit road, guys.
Yeah, a lot of contact right there. You see out of the corner, and you just can't get the car stopped before you get to the inside wall.
49 car Jason Leffler.
Yeah,
he ran like 10 laps like that.
Think that thing's making some downforce?
Should be.
Wow. So Kurt tried to go low under Hornish, slid up, wasn't quite clear. They made contact. He caught the wall. Then this. Hornish got the nip on the bumper.
David Reagan into him, trying to go to the outside of him, but wasn't able to make that happen. Reagan.
He's on fire momentarily.
Reagan is spun into the inside wall. Caution is out.
You're out. You're not on fire. You are not on fire.
Something went seriously wrong in that 34 car. A couple of laps ago, he had slipped way wide in 3 and 4 and almost caught the wall, gathered it back up, kept going, but now he spun off the corner, literally with fire coming from under the car. Have a look here, bottom right of your screen.
He got in the stream, and it looks like he could have busted the oil cooler. That's exactly what happened. Probably busted the oil cooler and put all that hot oil on the headers.
Oh, trouble on the racetrack, guys.
Contact between Juan Pablo Montoya and Ryan Newman sends Newman crashing, and Jeff Burton is collected.
That's too bad for Jeff Burton. He had a good run going. This is the danger of that split strategy. You get back there, you got to stay out of trouble. Sometimes trouble finds you.
We can fix it. We got to do what we got to do to get back out of here.
I'll explain that, the meaning of that radio transmission that we got to fix it and get back out on Newman's team in a minute, but they're going to have a hard time doing that. It was a race between Ryan Newman and Juan Pablo Montoya that started this whole thing.
Wow, Montoya really gets into the left rear. No chance for Newman to save that one.
I saw that from Montoya last week at Michigan at the high-speed track.
He gives him a lot of credit for how good they are here at Bristol, especially. Caution on the racetrack.
Trouble in turn 1. Eric Almirola, who ran up in the top 2
right front
earlier in the race, tangled up with another car and turned into the wall. He was racing in 22nd at the time, and it's yellow flag number 6. I want to say it was the 34 car he was tangled up
38,
with.
I believe.
38, maybe. David Gilliland.
Yeah, just not quite clear.
That was a race for 22nd place. Brian Vickers and Brad Keselowski are in a little bit of difficulty as we watch this race for the lead. You see Vickers there falling in line, and a spin. It is Brad Keselowski.
Caution now. All right, listen. We hit the wall like we did in the Nationwide car. The nose will probably be pushed down a little bit. Get around the corner. Leaders behind you. Leaders behind you if you can catch up. We're up pretty good here, John. We hit like Brian Scott did in the Nationwide race.
So there was a race for 7th place that involved a whole gaggle of cars. Brian Vickers and Brad Keselowski were in it. Watch the 55.
Yeah, I think Vickers had a tire going down to it, just wasn't able to get going. You can see Kurt Busch get into the back of Brad Keselowski, turn him into the outside wall. That started the trouble for the two.
And so then eventually what got Keselowski turned around?
Little help from Bobby Labonte.
Caution out because Kurt Busch and Regan Smith crashed. Here's a look. We're under the yellow, and we're back to Bristol after this message and a word from our ABC stations. He's going to be able to hold it.
Well, he got to the line that he wanted to, so see how far Kenseth drives it in here. He couldn't get his slide job to work quite as good. It's a lot of contact.
Oh, no. There they go.
Wow. That didn't work out for either one of them. just arguing over space coming off 4. I don't know who won that argument.
Well, racing for the lead to damaged cars.
It's almost too early to be racing that hard for the lead, wasn't it?
It's never too early to be racing for the lead.
At Bristol?
At Bristol. And that's why I'm not sure. Yeah, I know Rusty said that he didn't like the way the racing is like so. I think this gives an opportunity for more type of racing and contact what the fans came to like here at Bristol. For a lot of the part, you have to run some single file, but we've seen that no matter where the group was, bottom or top. And I think that's only going to get wrapped up as we get closer to the end of this.
And remember, Tony Stewart, one of those drivers, because of the run of bad luck lately, down at the bottom end of the top 10 in points. And a crash and not being able to finish this race is not going to help.
Yeah, Tony's pretty well locked into the chase, but he wants to be able to stay in that top 10 to be able to carry those bonus points for the win. He's trying to go for more bonus points by getting the win here.
That was his slide job down in 1 and 2 to take the spot away from Kenseth. Now Kenseth tries to drive in hard, slides up, a little contact. I have to call that racing. I mean, I try to throw the blame there. That's just racing. See, Kenseth does slide up into Stewart a little. Tony comes down, trying to pin him down a little bit. That creates contact that gets Kenseth sideways.
Yeah, but I thought Tony had to get down a little bit. We've talked about how just on the exit right there's not a lot of room. The groove's fairly narrow. He had to kind of keep off of that clean part of the track to stay in the groove. See right here, if he goes a little bit higher there,
yeah,
I don't think he had much choice, Tony.
No, if you have to lay some blame somewhere, it's certainly the contact was created by Kenseth driving in probably a little too hard. Tony not very happy. Whoa. Yeah. Gosh, looks familiar.
Caution, trouble, turn 2. Casey Mears.
Left rear flat.
14. Now pit down here. Just come on to pit.
And yellow flag number 11 tonight.
Yeah, I'm coming to pit road now.
Casey started on pole tonight.
Yeah, it looked like that tire maybe had gone down as he started at the end of the corner. Like Regan Smith maybe couldn't quite get away from him.
Keep that right front clear.
Tonight, trouble down the front. Danica Patrick.
That's unfortunate. Boy, she's done a great job for 434 laps here tonight.
So far, how bad is it?
It's done.
And number 13 is unlucky for Danica Patrick. She was running
to the pits, please.
19th.
We'll go.
Be a little contact here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's real unfortunate. She did have an incredible race going to be on the lead lap at 435 lap.
That's what we're hearing.
We usually see a lot more of that. We just haven't seen the drivers up next to the wall very much.
Oh, yeah. There's our confirmation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Just that little slip. Up top.
Oh, and then look at Hamlin get the big run off the corner.
And here comes Keselowski. Oh, trouble. Jimmy Johnson turned into the wall. He's collected Ryan Newman. Sam Hornish also involved. And it's felt such a special thing to him to see this team progress forward by trouble. Front straightaway, Jamie McMurray.
Way down here, clear, caution south.
Well, he hit it hard.
That's all the makings of a right front. And this changes everything.
Oh, it does. Yeah, he has to. Everybody's going to pit behind him.
I don't think you can afford to take two either.
No, it's going to take 4 tires to get it done.
All right, talk about pressure points here. Driver, don't speed on pit road. Pit crew, get it done. The restart upcoming. And what's going to be a 2-lap sprint to the finish with a green-white checker overtime run. And a tough ending to a difficult night for Jamie McMurray.
See, this happened just in front of Mark Truex.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. He hit it hard.
All the way down on the bottom there. All the way down. You're clear. Caution south.
Just 5. Oh, got one spinning down the front straightaway.
Behind you. We're going to get a caution. Head south. Back her down.
David Reagan, caution's out.
Got some flat tires, but looks like no other damage.
All right, you're okay. You got a flat right front right now. Get it fired up here. Gotta go. Gotta go. The leader's coming. Leader's coming. You got a flat right front.
David was running in 28th place when he got turned out of that traffic, and obviously he's got some damage and some troubles there that his team will have to fix up.
Continues on the 16 for Greg Biffle, saying he wants to go back on those changes a little bit. There's caution on the track as Greg Biffle completes his pit stop here.
Got a car on the wall in turn number 2. It's Casey Mears.
Roll through you halfway down the back.
Caution in the middle of a series.
Killed. Right front's gone. Probably bent the clip. We go to garage, go straight to garage.
Caution in the middle of a series of green flag pit stops. And that's a pretty good looking hit for Casey Mears.
See, already into the wall. We'll see it here, but boy, you're right now. Kind of far.
And okay, basically.
Yeah, Jeff's having a great run, but right there you can see just locked up the front tires, the throttle hung. That's usually a bad deal.
There's not a worse feeling as a driver to barrel off in the corner, get out of the throttle, and the car not slow down.
There are some safeguards that are built into the electronic fuel injection just for that. It may be why it wasn't any worse than it was.
Oh. We're done.
Not going to happen, though.
Jimmy Johnson. Trouble, turn 4. Matt Kenseth.
Fun in the middle, and it's 3 and 4.
Evidently, they didn't get that car fixed all the way.
No, you can see.
Yeah.
Well, Matt was 25th, and the day's just gotten considerably worse.
Well, some drivers have been hoping for some quick cautions. Had a few that took away roundabout and got back on the lead lap or anything, but that is going to get Martin Truex Jr. the free pass to get back on the lead lap.
That cannot be a fun feeling, screaming off into one of these corners at Dover.
Now this chase just kind of gone bad to worse for Matt Kenseth.
Yep. At times frustrating for both driver and team is you'll go to the front, you'll go to the back, you'll go to the front. Oh, trouble. Yep. There we go. Carl Edwards. Cole Witt.
Yeah, he got hit, I believe, by Casey Mears right there. There was contact between the two. He had been running 10th right before that happened.
make sure you got brakes. Got brakes. It knocked the toe. The toe's knocked a little bit. Change the...
So Burton trying to take advantage of having the fast car here and really liking this. Oh, trouble. Kurt Busch. Inside wall. And somehow again,
I'm out of fuel. I'm out of fuel and I got wrecked, guys. Why am I out of gas? I show 5 more laps down here.
I wonder if that's what's wrong with Casey Kane. Have to wonder. Yeah.
Straight to the bottom going into turn 1, and then this happened with Kurt Busch.
Yeah, what a shame. Kurt Busch
was leading, wasn't he?
Great job driving this race car. But you run out of fuel in front of the pack. Yep.
Now, he wasn't leading it when it happened, but... Oh, yeah. Sitting duck right there.
And it looked like by that shot, unless something happened, that Trevor Bain was going to be the recipient of the free pass. He was. God, what a shame. Well, Kurt Busch said he was out of gas. Doc, is that what's wrong with the 5? Boy, you're not letting Kenseth be the man pushing him. That's the one of the fastest cars out there. Oh, trouble! McMurray goes for a spin. And somehow, no one else is involved.
Yeah, we got front end damage here. Job today.
That's a tough break for this team. They had a great car today.
Into the picture. Pushed by Casey Mears. Kenseth with Harvick behind him. Oh, there's contact.
Get out of you now.
Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
Fortune's out.
And a huge wreck to end this race. Matt Kenseth is going to get to the finish line first. Is everybody okay? And one of the championship drivers got through. Which ones didn't? Waltrip in the 55, Mears in the 13, Stewart in the 14. You can see Tony just a little bit late in making that move to get back down. Harvick and Kenseth on the outside had a run, so they were literally going to go by him on both sides. Watch the 2. The championship leader somehow avoided getting really torn up in that. See, it looked like Martin Truex was going to get through there. Bobby Labonte caught him right at the end.
They waited all day to do it, but it was big when it happened.
Yes, sir. See, Michael Waltrip just barely catching the left rear quarter panel of Kevin Harvick. Get him involved. Stewart's car upside down. On top of Casey Kane's number 5.
2:30, and I'm watching it very closely. Every time by, or a lap or so, he will give a temperature. Trouble, guys, trouble.
Matt Kenseth around in turn 4. And it looks like everyone's going to scatter around him okay. Well, I tell you, who did a great job there was Sam Hornish. I really don't know how he missed Matt Kenseth right there. Matt was running in 11th position. We'd seen him lose a couple of spots.
We blew a tire, we broke something in the rear end. I'm not sure what. Put tires on it quick.
Yeah, I think they had some kind of problem with that left rear tire. I've seen a lot of teams playing with that rear suspension, trying to get an advantage there. I don't know if that's what caused this. We've seen a lot of left rear tire rubs this week. You can see that right there, that left rear tire just let go.
Yeah, Sam Hornish was going hard right to the door of Matt Kenseth and got his car slowed down enough to be able to dodge him to the right side. Just a great job.
Sidewalls look good.
Oh, trouble. Front straightaway on the restart. Cars spinning. Jeff Burton's around. David Reagan's around. The caution is back out.
I can't see the front end. No damage here, guys. Front nose.
Well, immediately a bad break for these guys, but a big break for Matt Kenseth to get back on the lead lap.
I think Burton got a lot of damage on that other side we can't see. You can see that left front fender.
Cloud all over top of us.
It was the 9.
That is
A not uncommon situation at Charlotte. The area where they make the restarts seems to just be slippery for some reason.
Well, it's so flat there, and there's not a lot of grip. When you try to get up to speed, invariably somebody spins their tires, that backs things up there, and then everybody starts running into each other.
Question is, who's the first one to start slipping and sliding?
Actually had a little stack up before they got going.
Yeah, and I think that all started. Martin Biffle kind of slowed down. Mark Martin got out front. He had to slow down, and then Biffle took off.
Had over 200 laps here and had issues because they took 2 tires late. Let's go back upstairs, guys. I got a smoker on the racetrack.
Yeah, and a caution flag, Doc. The caution for Paul Menard, who's been into the wall in the 27th.
Okay, we'll do 4 tires here and get the Packer in the right front. Okay, we're going to spin early here, guys. Be ready.
You're going to need a little more than that, I think.
Yeah, they might need to work on it a little bit more.
On the track, guys.
Got one car that's gotten into the wall there. It looks like Casey Mears in the 13.
Trying to get it around here. Brakes are done. We got to go to the garage.
Yeah, he's hit the wall so hard it looks like maybe broke the brake rotor, which I'll have to put that back on and fix that before they go back out.
Yeah, we're feeling the guys.
Oh, yeah, you can see that tire let go right there.
Oh, trouble off the corner. Kyle Busch spins.
Yellow's out, yellow's out, yellow's out. Think you got a tire down, go right to your box, leaders into 2.
Caution flag is out again here at the Kansas Speedway for trouble in turn number 3. A.J. Allmendinger's car about to be towed away after a very hard impact. You see A.J. is out of the car and okay. Watch that red and white 51 car.
Just as he's entering 3, right front tire lets go. Hard impact into the wall, but he is out of the car and okay.
Yeah, one thing though, he felt something it looked like earlier, and he slowed down some down the back straightaway. So maybe it wasn't quite as hard as it could have been.
Trouble off turn 4. Jeff Burton.
Yeah, Burton tagged the ball pretty good off turn 4.
Caution is out.
Right front fender damage, y'all. It's rubbing. Right front fender is busted at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. No, it hit pretty hard.
Jeff Burton had a wiggle, a wobble, and then a hit. And the caution is out for the 4th time. Cleaning up from the 3rd. All right, let's take a look at this first.
You're going to see him get sideways here. Jamie Murray up on the high side, but Burton's down the bottom. See Tony Stewart up. May have been a little contact right there.
Junior said he was just getting a little snug, not really tight yet. 4-tire call for him as well. They'll fill him up with Sunoco fuel, and he's been good to go.
Car up the track in turn 2. It was the leader, Eric Almirola. You saw it on the right side of the screen. He's gotten into the wall with the right front corner of that 43 car. Went 1 lap too far.
Caution in.
And the caution flag for debris from the 43 car.
That's a tough.
Actually, it run over some debris under caution. It punctured the sidewall. Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson has hit the wall in turn 4. And a race he was leading.
Stay on the racetrack if you can.
A race he was leading just moments ago through a turn of events that put him back in traffic. Has put him in the wall.
Get her into the garage here.
I noticed Jimmy there as we showed him it back in the pack. Looked like his car was extremely loose in that situation where he was having some difficulty in trying to make passes.
All right, guys, we're going to need a deck lid. We'll stop here in their pit. Maybe we can take a look at it.
Chad Knaus looking at
What
those
happened there,
pictures
Earl?
from us.
I just got...
And trying to get a look at his race car. And let's show you what happened to Jimmy Johnson, running 20th at the time.
Boy, he just swapped ends on him. And when you're back in the pack like that, I mean, your car just does not drive like it did when you were up in in the first part of the field and maybe even up the lead like he was.
Trouble at turn 3. Got a car on the wall. Bobby Labonte. And everybody gets by okay.
Right rear, left rear.
This will just give the 48 some more time to come in and make some adjustments on the rear of that car, as Bobby Labonte will have to do to his Toyota.
Bobby running in 30th position, the first car a lap down at the time of that spin.
I say Bobby's got more damage than Jimmy did. They're going to go to the garage.
Watch the bottom right of the screen for the 47 car.
May have gotten a little help right there.
See Jimmy Johnson just sliding by that.
In these corners. Ooh, trouble, turn 1. Danica Patrick, Landon Castle tangled up. Castle going for a slide.
Okay, we did not hit anything. Did not hit anything.
It looked like Danica had a chance of not hitting anything, but just back up on the track.
8th caution is out.
Bringing the pit road here has got some pretty heavy left front damage.
Racing for 25th and 26th positions on the lead lap. And I saw that it kind of looked like Castle went into turn 1 ahead of Patrick, and maybe she thought she could make a move underneath him, and things didn't go like she wanted it to.
Take this to the garage. Make sure you have oil pressure.
Or maybe there's more to it. This is off turn 4.
Like gets clear there. And she gets in on the bumper, but just doesn't get off of him. Right there where you're talking, and you just turn it left and lock it down.
And she had a chance to not go up hit that wall if she just stayed on the brakes and kept it down there. It's like she's trying to save it and just kept driving it until it hooked to the right.
Yeah, at that point right there is whenever you should just, as a driver, realize that this is a spin, lock it down, and you can come get 4 tires. And that's the kind of things that you'll have to learn with these cars.
Fair, but if it's one time I can imagine frustration, but it's been pretty consistent with him getting into me. So at some point in time, I got to stand up for myself, or everybody's going to do it. So the bummer is that this was my Texas car, that we were having a good run, that we were making the car better, and I'm out of the race and he's not.
You have, this is the final race with Greg Zipadelli, veteran crew chief. He talked to you for a while afterwards. Any words of wisdom?
Be honest.
Thanks for being honest. Danica will join us again in Texas, not with this race car, though. Alan?
And Dave, as folks saw while you were interviewing Danica, Tony Stewart went for a slide off of turn number 2, running 11th at the time. He needs some new tires on that car, but he's lucky he doesn't need more.
Yeah, definitely battling Casey Kane right here, and you can see that situation that we talked about, that inside car coming up out of the corner. You just don't have all the air on the side of the car and on the spoiler. Tony does a great job here.
All the tires are blowing out. He still saved that thing.
Into the wall hard in the 16.
Just hold the brake here if you can. Just hold it right in the pit stall. Nice and easy. There you go. Hi, Rex. This is bad.
Running in 3rd position, and that car just got away, and he hit the wall hard. Now already back in his pit stall. Oh, trouble. Into the walls, the 18, and more trouble. Sam Hornish collected. Newman's torn up. And the yellow flag's out again.
Fire it up and get a roll in if you can.
Points leader Keselowski just barely missed this, too. That happened right in front of Brad.
This was a race for 7th place that something funny was going on about halfway down the back straightaway with it. And continued right on around through 3 and 4. Ends up with a few torn up race cars.
All the way.
Trouble, turn 4. Car hard on the wall. Eric Almirola.
Hey up there, bud. Let's go ahead and stop. Looks like the fire's out. Go ahead and get out. Go ahead and get out. Just stay
Caution
close to the
out
car.
just after Denny Hamlin and Mark Martin pit.
This is one of the cars that hit the wall earlier with a right front tire. I don't know what happened here. He looks like he's done now, though.
He was running 13th at the time. Boy, what a day. Oh.
Well, there's some bad feelings as a driver in a race car, but not much worse than that. Throttle hanging and blowing a right front tire when you're wide open in the throttle doesn't get much worse. Really good to see this young man out of the car.
If we see another yellow flag, oh, there it is, right there. 22 car, caution. Sam Hornish Jr.
Right side here, guys. Right side. See blue tire.
Lap mark.
Heavy traffic for the leader, Jimmy Johnson. Got one car up the bank in turn 1. That is David Stremme with a right front.
Keep coming. Caution's out.
First caution flag of the race.
Yeah, this is not kind of failure in the right front tire. That Martin's
got a little ground to make up to get to the front as we have a caution again. Trouble for David Gilliland.
55, you can go left, go left.
And just like the first caution,
we got to get that right front clear as best we can. We got
a right front tire.
Here.
It's identical. It looked like he hit the wall. If he did, he didn't hit it real hard. Let's see. Ooh. He got up there against it. Yeah, a little harder than it looked. Looks like the rear took most of it.
David had gotten the free pass on the last caution. Caution flag is just waved here at Martinsville Speedway. Travis Kvapil went for a spin down in turns 1 and 2 out of 28th position. As he fires it up and continues back on around, that big old tire mark there right in the middle of the Burger King logo on the back of that quarter panel. Wonder if that's related to his being backwards on the racetrack.
It's a possibility.
See a few tire marks on that car.
He tried to get a lap back there as the caution came out after he spun, but I think NASCAR's made him slow down and get back behind.
You are absolutely correct. So third yellow.
Trouble on the racetrack. 18.
Still green, yellow's out. Fired up. Leader is 2. Go ahead. You're good.
Well, he's going to get the chance to take some tires now.
Yeah, he was really struggling, though. He had been passed by so many cars. And I'm not sure it was just all left not changing tires there.
Four tires still.
We saw a couple of cars do okay on that. The 56 stayed out, and so did Gordon. They weren't great, but they weren't near as bad as his car was. I'm not sure he didn't have a tire going down.
May have got some help, too.
Restarted second, was running 15th.
No help, just lack of grip.
No tires down. I tell you, that thing was out of control, though, for quite a few laps.
You can see he just got in there a little too hot up in that upper groove, and it's just not rubber there yet where you can take that kind of speed.
Hang on now. Hang on. Here we go. Here we go.
Fifth caution of the race. Marcus was running in 30th position at the time. And
see that left rear quarter panel crunched a little. So he may have got a little help.
I think we're looking at effect and then leading to cause.
Any damage there?
Went around pretty quickly.
No damage.
I don't know. Can't tell from that angle if he got any help or not, but it went around pretty quick.
Got a car spinning in turn 2. A couple of cars spinning. Marcos Ambrose and Travis Kvapil.
They had each brought out a caution. They decided to bring one out together this time.
Sixth yellow of the race. And we're not quite to halfway yet.
It's like my bet's working out. You got under 14?
I said they'd be just under.
Okay.
I thought he was pretty much on the number.
to be quite honest. But I'm waffling a lot. Right?
There's some points when you just have to stop, right? Might see a little cause and effect here.
Huh. Yeah, we see a little contact between the two cars, but
I think the left rear's down.
Yeah. Must have been what happened there. He cut that left rear tire down. In that contact. We talked about how that splitter can get up against that left rear and cut it. Like maybe the exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
All clear.
Here Sunday, that grandfather clock is going to be strapped to the back of my pickup truck going back to Charlotte. Trouble.
Kurt Busch.
Yellow flag.
Hello, Martinsville. I knew it would show up eventually.
He spun that car, didn't hit a thing.
I believe what Kurt's referencing is that he might have had a little help in that spin.
Yeah, he might not have hit anything, but there might be something he'd like to hit right now. Let's see what happens. Harvick drives it in. I don't think Kurt Busch had any idea that Harvick was coming there. I believe that was a situation that I believe he might have hit the front end.
Yeah.
But
didn't hit it too hard, though.
Be fortunate if he didn't mess up the toe on the front. Now he's into Montoya.
Trouble, turn 2 right in front with the leader.
Yeah.
And the caution flag is out.
All right, roll forward.
Juan Pablo Montoya was the 18th place car, last on the lead lap.
Jimmy got into him a couple of times.
Trouble.
Caution.
Around. Along with Carl Edwards.
Dude dove in there and hit him, and he was spinning when he hit you. You're good to come around there. All right, are your tires up or now to pick the right time, or are they flat? All right, how's your steering wheel? Close? Nope.
That's not good. Racing for 11th place, Dale Jr. and Carl Edwards. Jr. again in that position of playing defense by not pitting and being on older tires. Oh, Carl got help.
Hunted,
Yeah. So Sam Hornish getting into the back.
One in the grass. And back into traffic. And out of harm's way, A.J. Allmendinger.
It ripped the whole front end,
How bad is
the
AJ?
whole lower part of the nose off the car to get grass.
Yeah, it's killed. It's radiator and everything, Nick.
Guys are under the garage here.
Second caution coming out. Allmendinger, 28th position, a lap down. And had trouble off of turn number 4. Like he and maybe Carl Edwards got tangled up.
Like he was down on the inside of him. AJ's going to need to shut that off before he messes up the engine any more than maybe it already is.
And the track. The thing's probably got oil coolers busted, radiators, everything else under there. Right there's the marks. You can see where he came off the racetrack. It was really violent. I mean, that thing hit. The nose dug in and just ripped it right off of it.
That's where to watch.
He was down on the inside and trying to stay off. It looked like the car got loose and he was trying to catch it there, but and when he got down into the grass, it just tore the front end off of it.
Well, just as quickly, we go back under the third caution of the race, and they have a ton of work to do to get that 42 car back in drivable condition.
Oh my! Once again, it's the grass that got Montoya as he tried to dodge. I think he caught
almost that same spot that Allmendinger went off. It's just very abrupt when you get to that grass right off the asphalt.
See things stacking up there with Carl Edwards and the 21 of Trevor Bayne and Bobby Labonte. That's where the smoke came. Bobby Labonte got in the back of the 21. And then Montoya, as he tried to dodge all this just a few rows behind, got into that grass, and that's what tore the front end off of his.
Actually was wondering whether he could make it or not when I didn't see him trying to save.
Trouble, turn one. Car hard in the wall.
Yeah, save it.
Marcos Ambrose. And the whole picture changes again.
You hit it pretty hard there, Drew. Heavy damage, heavy damage.
Marcos Ambrose running 22nd at the time. We have seen a couple of other times in this race, teams have some troubles on the right front. Caught them before anything like this happened.
But he hit it a ton. I don't think the power might even be up, though. Hard to tell because it's dangling there.
Well, now you just need speed.
Need speed. Good. Now what you need is a good pit stop first.
From your pit crew and in your car.
7th caution, top of the screen. But it got away and we stay clean. One car up the track, turn 2, now into the wall. Casey Kane.
Inside on the bottom.
Left rear's down on the 5 car.
Right side somewhere inside. Quick hold down. Quick hold down. Go slow. Go slow. Keep rolling it here. Got a whole field to come by.
Caution is out. Debris from the 5 car.
He didn't have a lot of time. He's only got 5 to go.
Oh, trouble. Mark Martin out of control off turn 4. Back into traffic. And somehow everybody gets by. Now.
Yeah, now.
Split strategy here. We'll talk more about who's where on the restart in just a minute. First, let's show you why we're under caution for the first time in this race. Mike Bliss in the 19.
We talked about how treacherous and tricky it is back there through that kink. You got to make sure you got room to come up.
Bliss was running in 39th at the time, and he has taken that car to the garage. Tomorrow at 8:30 on ESPN. And trouble off of turn 4 has brought the yellow flag out again.
I tell you, this thing's narrowed up.
David Gilliland running as the last car on the lead lap in 34th position when that happened. Uh-oh.
Oh, right front.
Ah, man. Oh, that's a bad feeling. Nothing you can do as a driver. Hang on and...
Wow.
Just feel fortunate you have that safer barrier out there this day and
Left
time.
sides only. Paul Wolf has had 4 tires on that car all afternoon long. Keselowski very comfortable. We got a problem with the 48.
48 is into the wall, Vince. Jimmy Johnson has hit the wall.
Go ahead and wheel it around here, buddy. We'll get some new tires on there. We'll take a look at it. No brakes. That's fine. Get in here. We'll get a look at it.
Now he's hit it hard. He's got some problems too. When he's hit no brakes, it means he probably broke the brake rotor on the right front. They'll have to replace that.
Running 7th at the
Ron,
time.
you go over and do the right front handed. Ron Malik, hand in the right front. Get a look at that.
And all the makings there of one of those situations like we saw with David Gilliland earlier in the race.
Well, I mean, he's been running hard. We saw him trying to search around, trying to find some speed.
Back it up.
He was probably overworking those brakes and overheating the right front
remember,
tire.
we're going to have to pick the car up first to get the jack underneath it.
You know, once again, that worst possible spot, this tire's going to let go, coming full bore out of turn 4, hard hit.
That's exactly where we saw, I guess it was Gilliland, did the same thing, right same spot. We wanted to get a right front on that thing, though. What we've seen, these cautions, almost every one of these cautions have been for a right front tire going down.
And this will probably be another one here. David Reagan with a crash in turn 4. Trouble off turn 2. Got a car spinning. Tony Stewart.
Might need some cars.
The 14 car running in 14th place at the time. That didn't sound healthy. Almost looked like Menard ran out of brakes there, and then Stewart's going to run up.
Yeah, I was noticing the yellow Goodyear paint was worn off the left rear tire. Now see why.
Of Sam's troubles, and this, the continuation.
That tire's rubbing really bad. They tried to get him into the pit, but didn't get him there quick enough.
And that was Danica taking over that 19th spot. She's had a very solid day here.
That left front just gave way.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you what, that was hard loose. Yeah, they were trying to get it to the pit road. Keselowski wants just one more point if he can get by Joey Logano.
Jeff Gordon was shown the black flag. He's turning Clint Boyer into the wall, collecting Joey Logano. Caution flag is out. Almirola slides in. Did the leader take the white flag before the caution came out?
Limit to the garage, straight right here. Fire's gone, fire's gone. United, fire's back.
Late laps
Fire
retaliation.
if you want to stop right there. There's a fire truck that can get to you if you stop right there.
Checking with NASCAR. The caution was out before the white flag. We're not done with this race yet.
No, it's down now. It's down. You're good. Just stay on.
And mayhem in the late laps here at Phoenix. You saw the first incident that cut the tire with Jeff Gordon, put him into the wall. He basically waited on Clint Boyer to come around and took him out.
All this is happening right in front of Brad Keselowski, and he was racing Joey Logano, and I was afraid they were going to get caught up, or Brad was going to get caught up into it. He somehow got through it.
Jeff has been summoned to the NASCAR hauler for a post-race visit.
Well, they said they were going to let him have at it. That's having at it right there.
That's a year's worth of frustration.
Oh, conflict. The Cruiser in it. And somewhere in the middle of that is Jeff Gordon. Danica Patrick into the wall, spinning back down into traffic. White flag is out. This is the last lap of the race.
Does Harvick have enough fuel to get back here? See Kyle Busch almost spinning there inside of Denny Hamlin.
They're coming to turn 3. Patrick is driven away from the scene. The long dry spell for Kevin Harvick and Richard Childress Racing comes to a close at Phoenix. He slides to the finish line while they crash behind him. Keselowski threads the needle as cars crash to the checkered flag.
I don't understand why they didn't throw the caution there. The 10 car was losing a lot of fluid.
Mark Martin, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, all torn up.
Yeah, he just got in the left rear. Danica, she just goes up and crashes pretty hard. I'm surprised the caution didn't come out here.
And it should be thrown right there. Car sitting in the middle of the racetrack.
Look at the streak. Wow.
Brad Keselowski, very, very fortunate that he got back there without more damage and, wow, some hard hits right here.
Wow, look at the Lick Daneker. Took right there. Oh. What a mess.
Look at that streak. Look at it.
See Harvick just power sliding through there. A lot of cars. Oh, man. Kurt Busch hit a ton.
Ryan Newman took a couple of hard hits.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, looks like he may have had a right front go down.
You'd have to think that may, because he still didn't have a lot of laps on those tires, so you'd have to think that unless he was just really abusing.
Yeah, that, or he's back there racing pretty hard with people, maybe got up against the side of another.
After what it's been, it's fair to say, one of the more tumultuous weeks of his storied NASCAR Sprint Cup career. Checkered flag and a win at Homestead for Jeff Gordon.
I'm proud of you guys. That was awesome.
And the checkered flag and a NASCAR Sprint Cup championship for Penske Racing and Michigan's Brad Keselowski.
We did it, boys. We did it. Great job. What an awesome season.